Hello, hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, this has been such a blast. I can't even deal with the responses because you guys make me cry all the time. It's been the most beautiful experience ever. And I'm going to quickly summarize everything that's happened in the other three videos if you need just like the bite-sized version or you're just finding out now. And then I'm going to kind of get into the blueprint. So, like I said, the response has been just unbelievable. I'm so touched and so honored, and I'm so happy. Oh, whoops, hit the wrong thing. Come on, slideshow. There we are. I really like Angelica's comment, just really blew me away. And just to know that, like, by sharing my story, she said, I could relate to you 100%. Listening to you in the last couple of days via Facebook, I couldn't believe there was someone else like me. I'm totally excited to get the same results as you. Like, this just makes me so happy to know that you guys have hope again. Thank you so much for letting me be your inspiration. So just to cut back, if you didn't know my story, this is my story, I went vegan and initially I lost like 10 to 15 pounds. It just kind of fluttered off and that was exciting, but then it just stayed there. Well, actually that's not true. When I went vegan, I only lost 5 pounds, even though I was paying $1,000 a month for a personal trainer. But then I learned about the Whole Foods plant-based, no oil diet, went plant-based, and then I lost like another 10 pounds. But that was it. And I was at this weight and it just stayed there and nothing I did worked. Not eating perfect. I went absolutely crazy trying to eat perfect. Not, being really restrictive with calorie counting, not, just nothing. Like nothing was working. Another personal trainer, more thousands of dollars. Like it didn't work. It didn't work. So I finally was like, what the heck is going on? Because I see other people with success stories. Why them, not me? And so I dug into the science. Like I really just like dug deep into it and I discovered my culprits, which I'm going to share. And I also discovered some really fascinating science, the thermic effect of feeding, which is what I've really used to ramp up my weight loss. And that's what the blueprint is about. And that's just sort of my success to how I got to this after picture. So in the first video, I talked, like I said, about how this happened. I figured out my culprit. The biggest one was overeating and that this idea that you can eat as much as you want as long as it's plant-based is a lie. The other culprit was I didn't know about the thermic effect of feeding, which put really fast is that some foods digest more quickly. And so you get calories on the back end because you're basically reducing your metabolic effort. And then if you want to lose weight, you need to eat smarter. You need to be eating foods with a high cost of digestion, not a low cost of digestion. And that's what I'm going to teach you a little bit in a second. And the other thing too, my other big culprit was that I was trying to be like comfortably satiated or eat until I feel full. And scientists still haven't figured out what makes us full, feel, or satisfied or anything. And for me, I had to learn appropriate portions. I had to reset my appetite because I was eating like 4 and 5 plates of food. Like I just really needed to just overhaul everything. And in the second video, I explained the thermic effect of feeding a little bit more. It's super duper fascinating science. Definitely check it out, especially if you haven't had luck counting calories or it didn't work quite perfectly. Super fascinating. I also gave you a bunch of case studies. I told you about my client Laura who came to me who'd been an accountant like she was an accountant. She counted her calories so closely, but she couldn't lose weight. She tried everything. And her story was just like mine. I looked at her food journal. I made her change one thing at breakfast, just one thing. She lost 20 pounds for her wedding. She never thought she'd get to the weight she did. And all she had to do was change her breakfast. I basically gave her a breakfast option that was more friendly, like TEF friendly, that thought more of the thermic effect of feeding. I also talked about my client Jeff. I gave the case study from my meal plan business, Meal Mentor. It was the first vegan meal plan business. It's my main business. And in that, because I have some people who don't eat flour or are gluten free, I started including these slimming substitutions that are in line with TEF. They're TEF friendly. And people who'd been using the plans forever and were perfectly happy with how they like turned out, they were like, oh my God, I lost even more weight. I've gotten even more lean. Oh my God, I look even more amazing. And people whose weight loss had stalled, they started losing too. And so that's when I really got into the science because I'm like, this works. This definitely works. I'm seeing it. I saw it with private clients. I also shared a lot of my favorite TEF swaps. So check that video out. And then in the last video, I talked about how I stopped overeating. I talked about how you can stop overeating. There's a lot of like really great strategies to do, especially at meal times. I gave you another confession. I also talked about hunger and real hunger and how to find it, and that we can make ourselves fake hungry, and we can actually just like feel hunger by looking at food, because our body starts secreting different, hormones and insulin, and all this stuff is super fascinating. But also, the information's helpful. But you need to take action, which is what today is all about. We're going to take action. I also showed you guys live on Instagram what I eat in a day. Everyone said they found that really helpful. I'm super glad. This is an example from that day of all the foods I ate. And you can see a lot of my meals are from Meal Mentor because I love it. But if you found this helpful, if seeing what I eat was really helpful, and you were one of those people who was saying like, oh, I wish I could see more days. Like, can you just, Lindsay, tell me exactly what you do? Like, can you just do it so I can copy it? You're really going to love what's next. So the Supreme Slim Down Blueprint is here, and this is exactly what I do. This is what I eat. This is what I did to break my weight loss barrier. This is what I had to do to lose the last 25 pounds. It's what my clients have done. Like, it's just this great, amazing blueprint that will get you over this hurdle if that's what you're happening and doing or why you're here. And if you're ready to take action, if you're ready to get if you're ready to get your weight loss going again, you need this blueprint. And so I'm going to tell you really quickly what's in the blueprint. Is it has a 14-day action plan, and it's meal by meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, desserts. There's also a huge snack list. And because you can't be on a diet forever, or like you have to live in the real world, I also included 20 like pre-made meals you can buy at Trader Joe's. I included, I think, almost 50 different things you can order at restaurants, including chain restaurants, because that's how we live. Like, we can't live in isolation and lose weight. That causes rebellion and sabotage and all sorts of chaos. It has to work. And also, every single one of the recipes can be made in 1 to 3 minutes. Either you don't cook at all, that's the 1 minute, or you have to microwave, that's the 3 minutes. So it's really just like this, save myself plan. It's just really cool. There's also 2 workshops that you can choose to get. There's an option, which I'm going to get to, and I'm excited to talk about those workshops. Let me see. There's also 15 snacks. There's a TEF snack list, which is all snacks that are TEF friendly. There's also like snacks, like savory things you can make for yourself. There's 15 treats, and these are all designed for when those cravings hit and you don't know what else to do. This is it, because guess what? All the stuff we want when we crave, those have like the lowest cost of digestion. So you don't want to get those calories on the back end. I just saw it pop up. Hi guys. Yay. Veronica says she can't wait to start. I'm excited. David asked, will this work for men too? Absolutely. My men clients use it. I talked about Jeff in the second video, my husband. Most of the people that I work with tend to be the ladies, but men are of course welcome too. And, if a man has a very specific question, please email me. I'm super happy to talk to you about this and how it will work best for you. I have a lot of couples that are going to be doing the blueprint too, so there's a lot there too. Patty asked about the previous videos. They're on YouTube and Facebook, and I'll include a link. So moving forward, so there's a limited offer because weight loss only rewards action takers, and I am going to reward action takers too. So if you get started with me by Friday, you have 2 options. If you don't get started by Friday, you still have 2 options, but it's better to do it by Friday, and this is why. So after Friday, your 2 options will be to either get the Supreme Slim Down Plan, which is a blueprint. It's 60 pages. It's amazing. Or you can get the blueprint and 2 of my most popular workshops, which is Why Women Gain Weight and Men Don't. And this is especially true for women who are in relationships. And my other workshop that's really popular, which is The Science Behind the Snacking Struggle. And if you're a snacker, if that was your number 1 culprit, this is definitely a workshop you don't want to miss. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the workshops here in a second. So those will be your 2 options if you sign up after Friday. If you sign up before Friday, you'll also get to go to my workshop, Feeding the Soul Without Food. I'm probably going to cry through the whole thing, but it's going to be beautiful. And you'll also get 2 live coaching sessions with me, which is like private coaching. And you'll get 2 of those. So you'll really just have that insurance. You'll have that way to ask me questions. You'll get to meet other people who are doing this too. So it's going to be just a super awesome community event. And if you do this by Friday, this package is only $49. So super awesome, great deal. Someone wrote me and was like, Lindsay, just the free videos you gave made this well worth it, because if you do this package, you get all the information from the videos too. Or like I said, you can give up all that stuff and just get the blueprint. But this is only until Friday. After Friday, the price is going up. So just as a quick summary of what's going on with the package, because I really want you guys to take advantage of this. Also, there is one other package that's really huge that involves working with me one-on-one. There's only like 6 spots left, which is why I didn't put it in the slides, because I don't want it to not be available and someone see it. But if you are watching right now and you're really interested in that, check that out. But this is the package that's really best for everyone. It has, like I said, the transcripts from the videos, which has all the science that you guys have been learning. It has access to my 3 workshops, one of which is disappearing on Friday. It gets you 2 coaching sessions. These are the best sessions because everyone asks amazing questions that you never even think to ask. And then you're like, oh my God, yes. And of course you get the blueprint. But this disappears Friday, so make sure you do it by Friday, and the link is at the top. And all this together normally would cost you just under $600, so $49 is a bargain. So that's it. Get stuck, get unstuck, whatever. Come help me. I want to help you. But mostly, I also just want to say how much I appreciate you guys letting me share my story. It has been so therapeutic and awesome to connect with you. And I want to connect with my other weight loss warriors, and I want to help you do it. And I feel like the fitness and diet industry is like sharks, and I want to make sure that you guys do it in a safe, scientific way and not just keep banging your head against the wall. I thought it was my fault. I thought it was my fault for not trying hard enough. I thought it was my fault for not being perfect. I thought it was my fault. I don't know, whatever. I was mean to myself, and I realized none of that. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. We got a whole bunch of lies, a whole bunch of myths. But once you know the true science, you can use it to your advantage, and then you just fly off the handle and you're awesome. And the great thing about this blueprint, my favorite part of it, is it trains you. By the end of the blueprint, you're trained to have your appetite the way it's supposed to be. You are back to biology. It just works. Maintaining just works. And it's meant for a graduation. And that's my favorite part of it, is you literally will get to graduate and have my results in every sense of the way. So with that, I want to talk about the workshops for those who are curious about them. So the first workshop, and this one's always going to be available if you get the package that's not just the blueprint, is why women gain and men don't. And this strongly applies to women who are in relationships. Men can definitely benefit from it too, but it's definitely targeted towards women. And I'm going to reveal the real, and it's a very shocking reason why women gain weight in relationships. It's not because you're comfortable. It's not because you're letting yourself go. There is a very fixable solution. It's not divorce. And it can be done immediately. But it's a very critical thing, and it's something that I learned haphazardly, and it really changed the way I lost weight and the way I look at food. This workshop's also going to discuss other common weight struggles and culprits that are unique to women. But of course, I'm going to give you some really actionable strategies and some scientific tools for dealing with each of those. But this is really just going to be it's going to be incredible. It's going to be this beautiful women blossoming together. We're going to have like sisterhood and love. It's going to be great. I'm going to totally geek out and, like I said, probably cry everywhere. The second workshop, which again will always be available, is the science behind the snacking struggle and how to stop. And I'm going to explain why you snack, and it's not always real hunger. It's not always fake hunger. It's not even like cravings the way you think that they are. There's definitely biology and psychology going into it, but it's a little bit different than what we all assume. And so I'm going to get into that, and if you must snack, what to snack, the pros and cons of snacking for weight loss, because the effect snacking has on metabolism is very fascinating. I'm also going to give you 8 science-based methods for how to stop snacking at night. And then the bonus workshop, Feeding the Soul, this one you have to do everything by Friday to be able to get into this one because it's super limited. This one, oh God, I'm so excited about this one. Feeding the Soul without food. If you want to live a life, and I know a lot of you guys related to me when I said this, if you want to learn to live a life that you don't need to escape from, you don't want to miss this workshop. If you want to just sort of like find more fulfillment and more happiness, this is the workshop for you. It's completely about the art of self-care and feeding the soul without food. I mentioned to you in my big confession yesterday that was something that I did. And I'm going to get super honest in this workshop. Like I said, I'm probably going to cry everywhere. And for me, this is like a mini confession, is the real reason I overate. There were mixed messages. That's true. That happened. And there were myths and lies, and that's true. That happened too. But the real truth is that I wanted to eat. I was looking for a reason to eat more. And those myths, whether right, wrong, or indifferent, they made me feel like I had the license to do that. And so I really needed to explore that. And I talked in a long Facebook post about how for a long time, the only interest, pleasure, hobby, whatever I had in my life was food. I didn't know what books I liked. I didn't know what movies I liked. I didn't know anything, but all I could tell you about food and with such detail and specificity. So I had to like get, some hobbies, which is why I read 250 books last year. But anyway, so I'm going to really get into that in this, workshop. And if what I'm saying is really like lighting you up and your soul and my soul are connecting, you really want to be in this with me. But yeah, if you struggle with feelings of restlessness or depression or irritability, or deep in your heart right now that it's more than just portion distortion and bad information, this is for you. I don't want you to miss this workshop. I'm also going to talk a little bit about binging and food addiction and sort of the science there and some of the solutions there. But I'm really looking forward to connecting with everyone on a very deep level who feeds them, tries to feed their soul. Chicken soup for the soul is a bad idea. And then of course, like I said, there's the 2 live Q&As that you can get if you sign up by Friday, but you won't get if you sign up after Friday, just because limit. So that's it. That's the blueprint. Take action, get unstuck. I really want to reward action takers, which is why all this stuff is only happening until Friday. I mean, you'll always be able to get the blueprint. That's never going to go away. That's going to be there for you. And you can get the blueprint plus the 2 workshops. Absolutely. Again, always will be there for you. The price is going to go up on Friday, but you can get, but it'll still be there. But I definitely want to reward the action takers and work with you. And if you are one of those people who wants to really, really work with me, like have private one-on-ones, there are a couple of spots left for that package, but it is a really, really big one. So, you can learn more about that at the website. So if you're trying to click the link in the video, it's not going to work. You're going to have to do it in your browser. But once this video is done, I will post it again and you can click on it there. And, someone asked, are the workshops on your own pace or at a specific time? So the workshops, fabulous question, Joe. Thank you. So the workshops I'm going to do live. And if you can come, cool. And if you can't, that's fine because they'll be recorded and then you can do them at your own time. You can do a replay, whichever. So you have both options if you sign up by Friday. If you don't sign up by Friday, then you won't get to have that potential possibility. You'll only have the replay. So that's another really good point. I didn't even think about it. I think I have all the questions. Let me see. I think I caught everyone. If you have any more questions, you can email support@getmealplans.com or support@happyherbivore.com and I will respond to you. Or I have 2 amazing super duper helpers, Tyler and Jennifer. They help with a lot of the smaller issues like resetting passwords or something. But anyways, yes, thank you again so much for being part of this with me and letting me share my truth and letting me be an inspiration to you. It has been the greatest pleasure, and doing this research is, I think, my calling in life, and there's going to be a whole lot more of it. So again, thanks.